Okay, looks like people are still streaming in, so let's just give it a minute. All right. Okay, I think we could probably start slowing down. Oops.
What are you off in Thailand there today?
Who, me?
Yeah.
No, I'm at home.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to, like, you're talking about it's 9:32, people are gonna jump on still if they're late, but we got to keep moving. So,
Okay. Yeah, I thought I was just gonna give it a minute or two because people were still streaming in. But yeah, I think we can probably start. Hi everyone. My name is Francis. I am the office manager here for National Realty Guild. I Let's start off with just a quick introduction with the staff um and yeah, let's start with that. So me first, and basically I'm gonna be your main support in the company.
volume.
Oh yeah,
Oh, is that
so
me?
yeah, yeah, I think so.
Yeah, there's several connections going here. Sorry. And then if anybody else has got two things going on, you got to shut it off.
Yeah. Do you, okay. Do you want to mute yourself first or something? Or I think it's your other connection, Randy.
A rat with wings, the bird in the park.
Okay. Yeah, it's echoing.
Sorry. It's not.
Can you just mute everyone?
Yeah, I
Uh,
all right. Okay. So thank you. Just going back to introduction. What I do for the company mainly, I do the accounting stuff and support and oversee the support staff. So if you have any questions at all or encounter anything, any issues or whatnot, I'm going to be your main support. Um, so you can feel free to email, text, call. Um, I hope you have my contact information, but if not, Jeremy will write it in the chat section. But yeah, so if you have anything, if you have any problems, I'm your main support, and then, of course, we have Randy, our broker. So most of the time, he might be out and about. So if, you reach out to me first, I might be able to, get a solution quicker. But of course, Randy, our broker, is also very easy to get a hold of. Always returns his calls, texts, and whatnot. So I think he's also here. And then I'm just gonna rattle off our team, but basically, the main people you'll need to know is me. Jeremy, our licensing, since he handles our licensing, and he does most of these meetings and stuff, and then Anne, which is our transaction coordinator. So Anne reviews or heads our compliance department. She helps or makes sure that all your files are compliant. So come closing time, if there's any paperwork that's missing, or there's some wonky dates, or missing signatures, or unticked boxes, you will hear from Anne. And most of the time, we're not too strict on the timeline of when you submit your paperwork, but it's really nice if you can submit them, after you get them signed, really, so that we can start a file and get everything reviewed before closing, and you get your checks paid in a timely manner. Because basically, we need a compliant file before cutting a check, so that's pretty crucial. And so, if you want to make sure that your file is compliant, you'll want to just email me or Anne a day or two before your actual closing, so that you get a nod from us. But if you've sent it in, then it will get reviewed by our team. So those are the main people you need to know. It's me, Francis, your office manager, Randy, of course, our broker, and our compliance team, and Jeremy, who is mainly helping me out with licensing. If you have any like MLS issues, or your MLS got shut down, or your license, had any CE issues or anything like that, that's Jeremy's job. Um, so so let's start off with the listing process, since we discussed our team. We touched with Anne. Listing process. There's two ways to get your listing up online. There's first, we do provide added privileges for all our agents. After they switch to us, we request the MLS to provide you with your added privileges. So if you want to add your own listing, you should be able to do it. If you're unable to, let us know, because the MLS might have just missed it. So that's one way to do it. Add your own listing. The second way is to send us your listing paperwork, and we'll be happy to do it for you. And it just takes us about 2 to 3 hours to get a listing live. We'll just need the MLS listing input form, your seller's disclosure, or any other supplements that you want added on the listing, showing time instructions, at least one exterior photo of the listing, and of course your listing contract and agency. After you submit that to me, just yeah, you can expect it to go up in like 2 or 3 hours, depending on how busy we are. Typically, 2 3 hours is a good timeline. And if you want the listing to go up, on a weekend or something like that, please send it in on, please send it Friday or something, so that we can allocate some time on a weekend, just get it ready and just press live, or something like that. Um, so, so that's kind of what the listing process is. Do you guys have any questions with regards to listing process before I move forward?
Hi, Francis. This is Jacqueline Mossman. Thank you. I
Hi.
have a question in regards to what are your hours? So you set the expectations 2 to 3, and then to have it have it in by Friday, but if we end up taking something on the weekend, what are the expectations?
So if you take up something on the weekend, I do check my emails on weekends. So if you just want to send me a email or text message, we will try to accommodate. So same with Anne. Anne does our listings, and she typically checks her emails too. So you do get weekend support, just send us just send me the email, and we'll try to figure something out.
And
Um,
your hours, your typical hours?
my typical hours is from 9 to 5, but again, yeah, we just try to check it and make sure that if there's anything urgent, just send me a text message. If I see it, I'll we won't be ignoring it. so
Sounds great.
so
Thank you,
so
Francis.
yeah, yep. And for listing, it's just it takes some time that you need to sit on a computer on weekends. So if you want to just give us a heads up, like a Friday or Thursday or something like that, just so that we can plan out to be on a computer for a couple of minutes or something on that weekend, that'd be really appreciated. Um, okay, so moving forward, so MLS and showing time edits. So it's the same with MLS and showing time edits, really. If you have edits for your MLS or showing time, like you want to do a price drop or anything like that, feel free to just email me and or even text, like, hey Francis, my listing on MLS number or address. Let's do a price drop to this. And it's super easy. So we should just be able to do that. Same with cancellation. Your broker needs to do the cancellation, so you need to let us know if we're canceling the listing. Same with updating the status to temporarily not available for showing. One thing I just want to give a heads up on though is updating the status of your showing to pending. Sometimes I understand some because sometimes I just get this email where they'll just send in the purchase agreement, right? And so because half of you have or everyone has added privileges, and half of the agents do their own listings, I can't really, or we can't really remember which ones doing their own listings or which ones we're doing. So if you send me a PA and you want it updated to pending or to inspection contingent, please do indicate that, or please do say on the email to update, because sometimes listings are already updated or something like that. So we just compile the files, or we just compile the PA. So yeah, that's something I'd like to give a heads up on. Same with showing time edits. Like you need to block off certain times or anything like that. Just feel free to email, text, call, whatever's convenient for you. We can definitely do that pretty quickly. We're on our desks from 9 to 5, and from 9 to 5 Mondays to Fridays. So if you send that in, you can expect a respond, so long as we're not in a meeting or anything like that. But yeah, you can definitely expect a response fairly quickly. Which brings me to earnest money handling. Earnest money, like right now, 95% of our earnest money is done through trust funds. So trust funds, all your listings will automatically have a trust funds link on right below the photo of the listing if you open it on a browser. So mostly everyone's familiar with handling trust funds nowadays. I don't know. I guess I just put in a warning. Make sure that when you're the buy side, don't direct the money to National Realty Guild. Like that's kind of one common mistake I've seen. Well, fairly common. It's not really, it's just kind of one mistake I see that what happens is that they direct the earnest money to National Realty Guild or to the buy side, and the listing agent typically or usually doesn't get paid that portion of their commission. So you want to take a look at that. Everybody will get an email notification from trust funds starting from, if it's your listing, you'll get an email notification letting you know that somebody triggered trust funds to pay for your transaction. You'll get another email when they paid. They'll say it's submitted. And then a week after submitting, you'll get another email saying that it's settled. What it means is it's settled into the account destination, which is, if you're the listing agent, that would be us. If you're on the buyer side, then that would be the listing agent's broker, or who you directed it to. So you got to like take note of it, because it's on the email where the funds are being directed to. So you got to take note of that, because if it was directed to the buy side, you'll need to want title to know, so that the listing agent doesn't get underpaid. Or if you're on the list side, you want title to know, because you don't want to, run around chasing earnest money after closing. I mean, it's something you don't want to do. It's just extra work.
Fuck.
And then and then for earnest money refunds, if you got any cancellations, you just need to send me a signed cancellation, and we can get the refund mailed on the day you send me the cancellation. So one thing you need to know is that we do not refund earnest money through trust funds. The reason is because of how it handles accounting on refunds. What it does is it's wonky, because it just deducts it from the next deposit, which makes us not able to register new deposits, or the deposits for your transaction or something like that. It's not working right now for us or for our accounting software. So we just try to not do the refund through trust funds. But at the end of the day, refunding earnest money through trust funds is gonna take longer, because it takes them a full 5 business days before they settle the funds. So that's 5 business days to settle funds to Energy, and 5 business days to settle funds on refunds. So we like to just cut the check and mail it. So when you do get a cancellation, please make sure to ask for a mailing address so we can mail the money back. If they're kind of in a hurry, they can get their check from our office. They can pick it up from our office the same day as the cancellation gets signed. It takes me 20-30 minutes, so long as of heads up for me to get a check ready. So let's just communicate on how to do that, or if they're really in a hurry. Otherwise, we'll just mail it. They'll get their check in 2-3 days. Before I move forward, any questions with regards to earnest money handling?
I just wanted to know if you could go over the process if we're not using trust funds. I work with quite a few seniors, and they're not with that stuff, so I do a lot of paper running. But if I am doing paper, how are we handling that?
Good question. We don't get too many checks at our office for earnest money this past year or so, because everybody's been moving to trust funds. But yes, our address at 5200 Wilson Road is where you want that check to end up. For earnest money checks, just please ask the buy side to memo the property address on the check, just so for me to allocate, or encode that check to your transaction. But yeah, just any checks. So commission check, earnest money check, they all go to our main office, 5200 Wilson Road.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so remember if the earnest money is greater than your commission,
Yes.
yeah, you'll have to get it to the title company for closing. So sometimes you can also have it stored at the title company,
Okay.
just in
Yes.
case, that way at the last day of closing comes up and it's more than the commission, you don't got to drive over to a Dynaquick or something.
Okay.
Yes. So one thing, like if you get like a transaction where earnest money, they like, they put in like a $20,000 earnest money or something like that, and your commission's just going to be about 10,000, 8,000 or whatnot. If your commission is below earnest money, please note that title company will want the earnest money before closing. So typically, like some title companies will not open a file like in a day or 2 days before closing, and they just scramble to get that earnest money in. So that's like one thing that's like, everybody's like, oh, we're closing in a day and we need this earnest money. How do we get that? And then, they don't want to pay for an overnight label, or they don't want to pay for a courier for that or something like that. And agents, like, uh, they'll ask agents to like pick it up from the office and drive it to the title company or something like that.
Yeah.
That's
We've
kind of
been.
one very common thing. So if you get like a large earnest money on your transaction, let me know. Ask the title company where we have to send it, and so that we can send them the earnest money at least a week before closing.
Yeah.
All
Okay.
right.
I always recommend to put in your software to, if you have a listing closing, just double check earnest money a week before the closing date as a reminder or a trigger.
Okay.
Yeah, and again, it's just a quick email to me, and we'll handle it. We'll send it out the same day you send the email in. So yeah. Next is, I just want to touch base on our TC service. We do have an a la carte service for transaction coordinator, and actually Anne handles that one for us. So basically, it's just if you want to save some time, it's $225 per transaction or per close transaction. So what's nice about RTC is that we've basically trained her to be competent enough to do paperwork for you. So if you just build up a relationship with her, and you can, go to a point where, and you just like text her like, hey, my client Bob, we went to a showing, blah blah blah, and then we're offering this, like, if it's 10, 15 purchase agreements she ends up writing for you. I mean, it's just one transaction, so it's a pretty nice service. But for 225 per closing, that's just optional. So if you guys are thinking of using one, let us know, and you might want to try out our in-house TC. Moving forward, my next topic's licensing, MLS, CE, and association dues. All right, this one is crucial. CE, you are required 15 hours of CE every year. So this one's every year. 3.75 hours of it is for your module, your required module. So 3.75 hours is for this year's, like, they label it 2024 2025 broker required module, so you can't miss it. And then the rest are electives, so you can take whatever course, whatever CE, so long as you've not taken that class in the past 2 years. Yes, so long as you've not taken that class in the past 2 years, they'll credit that for you. And those are due by June 31st, which is also the date for renewal. Renewal for your license is every other year. Your broker does that, so you will hear from us come June. But since it's just every other year, you know, we will have like notifications separately. Um, and that's about like $91, $98. Jeremy might want to confirm that on the chat how much it is exactly, but basically come June we'll be like asking for your credit card to pay for your renewal. um and then so yeah, just make sure you complete your CE at least 2 weeks from deadline. Like we get busy, so people likes to just cram it in. But the problem is that your CE provider takes about um okay, so this is 120. I haven't processed it in a couple of years, so they must have bumped it up. um, so um, so the problem is your CE provider does not instantly report the CE. So like last year, I think the deadline was on a Sunday. And so a bunch of people got their license inactivated because they completed their CE on Saturday, and it didn't get reported till like Monday, and the deadline was Sunday. So you won't get notified that your license actually went inactive till like 2 weeks later or something when the Department of Commerce website get updates. So that's the thing. Where their email notification might come into your junk folder. Your broker actually does not get notified that your license went inactive. So we won't know unless we check manually, and we got like hundreds of licenses. So we usually, don't check manually each and every one. After so if you miss the email notification that your license went inactive because of missing CE, um, you know,
That's one example, And then
yes,
say even if you went on a Friday and did the CE, but Saturday's a better explanation, like Francis had. If if the provider doesn't get their Excel sheet uploaded that you're in the class until Monday, and Monday happens to be the 1st of July or 2nd of July, the state system will automatically notice that the CE wasn't done at the end of July, June 30th. So it'll just cancel your license. It'll take you about like 10 days to get reactivated. Sometimes I think they have a couple of days of grace period in there, but it's still, I don't know that for sure. I mean, you can't rely on
no,
it, right?
yeah,
State
no,
Minnesota system. So
yeah, they have it. They have it on the. It's just they just let the system take care of it. So by the deadline, it's just boom. That's it.
we've got a
But
few
it's an
CE courses coming out right now, like next Tuesday, I think the second Tuesday of the following month, and the next one, where NRG's offering some free CE at St. Louis Park. So if you guys get that email and RSVP, well, there's only 30 some seats, so space is limited, and if you RSVP, we got to have people show up. But Jeremy, so I made an agreement with the CE shop years ago, and they give us codes to put out every month, which is like 20, 30, 40%, sometimes 50% off. So I tell Jeremy, forget the ones that are 20 and 30 and 35%. If it's like 40 or more, we usually post it for you. So whenever you see that, you can grab that code for the CE shop and get almost half off of your CE credits too.
Yeah, I think
So that
the biggest discount they do is 40 off. So when you see that 40 off, you might want to just, pull the trigger because yeah, you might just want to pull the trigger. Although NRG, like we try to organize some classes for you, in-person CE classes. But if you show up on each and every one, you'll probably get about 6 hours at most. Like I counted, like last year we had like 3 hours and a couple 1 hour class, right? So you know so okay, so that's good because our next topic is training schedules and expectations. So for training, we do these Zoom calls every Tuesday morning, 9:30. So we try to bring in someone to talk about some, tools that we think might be interesting, or any new topics that we can we can have a person talk about that might, be of some value. But so we try to do this every Tuesday. We might skip one or here or there if we can't find somebody to have a discussion or hold a topic. But yeah, we try to do this on a regular basis. Same with in-person classes. So we tried to, like, hire somebody to do it more like some like monthly or something. But right now we probably end up will doing something every other month or so. And then yeah, like and then on the end of the year, Randy usually does something for Halloween and end of year party or something. So yeah, that's kind of what trainings and company events kind of look like. Um, Next is well, this is crucial, payment, commission payouts. So how do you get paid? Oh, sorry. There looks like there's a question before we move forward. I'm not sure how do I do this?
Forms in the North Star MLS.
Oh, forms for North Star MLS are all so for NRG, we don't own a title company. We don't own a mortgage company or anything like that. So we don't have any extra forms for you to have your clients sign, usually a disclosure or something. So basically, we just require what the Department of Commerce requires. Although it's a nice rule to send in everything that you had your clients signed. That's like a nice rule. But basically, we just need the basics. So your buyer's rep with agency, listing contract with agency, your purchase agreement, your seller's disclosure, any amendments and addendums, your Alta statement. That's basically it. Although we want to keep a record of arbitration, even if one party declines it, just mark it declined and please send it in, just so that, after a year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, whatever, and, something went wrong and we look for paperwork and, we know that they declined arbitration. We don't end up like looking for a non-existing form, right? So yeah, that's just one thing you want to take note of on forms.
I'm going to interject quick one more time.
Mhm.
So arbitration, there's a couple things. So we got just a couple forms that Francis and Jeremy have, and then like a referral form. We used to have some forms that we evolved that felt like they were good legal competent forms, but when the Department of Commerce is auditing and they're looking at them going, well, this is extra stuff that the Board of Realtors didn't have. Are you guys trying to dance around the laws? And so what we decided to do is just use realtor forms that are already approved, and we haven't had any questions from anybody since, because those extra forms, like especially during short sales, we came up with some stuff just to help protect and let everybody understand, and they completely took it the wrong way. So I said, like, why are we even doing this? We're trying to do a step extra, but it's being viewed differently. So we just use state of realtor or Board of Realtor approved forms. With arbitration, I just wanted to point out that you guys might ask why. It might be another conversation, but it's really simple. If you're representing a buyer, I typically have them sign arbitration. And if you represent the seller, I would tell them to decline. And the reason is because the only people that sue people, I mean, have you ever seen a seller go back and sue a buyer? No, right? And so buyers sue sellers, and arbitration makes that easy. And so if you represent a buyer, you want to make it easy for them to go after the seller, because it's only $700-800. And so when the seller declines that and the buyer is looking at having to go to court, usually these upset situations dissolve themselves pretty quick, because it's actually going to cost them like $5,000 and half a year to get into a courtroom, So you're making it harder for the buyer to sue the seller if you represent a seller that way. You can ask me on the side if you want to dig into it a little deeper, but I thought I'd bring that hint up.
Yeah, and that's a good question, Max, with regards to the forms. So we have our portal called Suite Assist. We upload all the forms for your transactions there. It's our online filing cabinet, making sure every transaction is compliant. And yes, we'd appreciate it if you upload it there, and each and every page of the paperwork you submit there is going to be reviewed by our compliance department. But if, some agents that are not fairly active, and each and every time they, if they do like 1 or 2 transactions a year, you don't need to like relearn the system every time. So or you lose the password or whatever, just you can email them to me basically. And we'll just upload them for you, and by the time you get things going again or what, and you get busier, you can just everything's going to be there. It's just going to be all compiled on Suite Assist. Although, yeah, if you upload it yourself, that'd be appreciated. Yes. Errors and emissions insurance, you can email me for a copy. If you need it for like a BPO application or something like that. Yeah, just you can just email me asking for a copy for Christina. Okay, so commission payouts. So as I mentioned earlier, we need the check for your commission at our 5200 Wilson Road office. So if you're having if you're sending it to if you're having your title company mail the check to us after closing, yeah, just we can just pay you through ACH, which is what our preferred method is. And most of our agents are getting paid through ACH. So part of the intake or onboarding process would be Jeremy will be asking for your account and routing number for your so for us to save for ACH. If you attended closing and you want to get paid the same day, we can definitely prepare a check for you. Just give me a heads up. You can. I will need a copy of the check you got from closing. So it takes me about, realistically, it takes me about 5 minutes to prepare the check, but I'm not, just to be sure, please send me the photo of the check about 45 minutes away. So 45 minutes heads up. So like send me a copy of the check before you drive to the office. So that I can get your check ready, and then I can have the assistant there print the check. So when you do come in, it's a very easy exchange or swap, and you're out and you're paid. Again, please note that we will only pay compliant files. So if you do decide to do this route, you will want to like make sure give me a heads up like a day before or something, asking like, hey Francis, we're closing tomorrow. I want to exchange checks, just to let you know. Is my file good? We'll make sure that it is, so that it's not like you're driving and we're asking for seller's disclosure or something like that, and you're all on your way there, and when you get there, it's like you end up waiting because we have to make sure the file is compliant. So otherwise, if you just have title, send it to our office. We'll just ACH it. We do a deposit one every day. So if your check gets to the office, let's say today, we'll get it processed today, and ACH should be initiated tomorrow. So you should get your money in your bank within 24 to 48 hours. After that, any questions with regards to getting commissions paid out before I move forward? Okay. Next topic was actually Suite Assist, but I think we've kind of touched based on that. just want to run this through email forwarders and Ring Central extensions. So part of your onboarding, you might have seen an email that says that we've created a forwarder for you. So it's just a company branded email that forwards to your main business email, just so that you have, a company branded email to use on marketing or something. But that's up to you if you want to use it. At the end of the day, it'll work on your, it'll just get forwarded to your main inbox. If you want a full email, just let me know and we can prepare one or create one for you. Other than that, the Ring Central, there is an extension number there. You just need to know that if somebody calls in our company phone number, the 8001 number, and they try to like do an agent directory, you will be on there on the agent directory. And if they leave a voicemail or anything, it just gets forwarded to your cell phone. So you'll either just get the call directly, or they will just leave a voicemail and you will get notified from Ring Central. So Ring Central, just if you see any messages from there, that is your company extension. So someone dialed, 651-330-8001 and looked for you. So that's what it is. Next is marketing and art support. So if you have any questions with, any marketing platforms or anything like that, just shoot us an email or call or whatever. We've pretty much done all the marketing that you could think of. So if you just have any questions like that, let us know and we might have a referral for you. Art support. So if you want to like do some door knocking or do some door hangers or flyers for your showing or anything like that, do know that we do support that, and it's free to request for art materials from us. So just send in a request, and we'd be happy to help. And last but not the least, I guess, as I mentioned earlier, broker and admin support. So, Randy here, one of the most innovative brokers that, usually just has a solution for everything. So just make sure, just you can address him at his email address. Jeremy, you might want to write his email address down. But yeah, if you have any questions, you just shoot me an email. If you don't know who to reach, then you probably want to just reach me.
Yeah, you guys can text me anytime too. If I don't answer, I'm just on the other line or tied up. I'll get right back to you. But I gotta have you leave a message. I know a lot of our teenagers and stuff don't want to leave message. They think caller ID is a perfect voicemail solution. And so I just need to know if you need help with something so I can follow up. Sometimes I got to reach out to the legal board if I don't know the answer. So Francis knows most of the stuff. I'm obviously, though, at the bottom line, your legal broker to get an answer on a question legally. And then if I don't know it, I will dig it up before I give you an answer. So I pretty much, after, 15,000 transactions, I know a ton, but I might get stumped on something. We usually use, I'm trying to build out even a little bit more. The NRG 100 page. I don't know how many of you have your forwarded email address. It's like your name at nrg100.com. But that page we use as a kind of a roadmap or to get to the NRG meetings, to order business cards, to log into Suite Assist. If we have a good company resource, I'm trying to plant it on that page for you, so that you kind of know where to go. I was actually going to fill out a broker question form, which is the same as the one I would submit into the legal hotline, so that you could just type a question there if it makes you more comfortable. But if you're in a pinch, if you got to try to get something answered so you can move on with your day, just call my cell phone, text me so I can look up the answer for you, and you can keep on moving with your transactions.
Yeah. And hey, Mike, just want to answer your question there. Yes, we do need the Alta statement, but usually the title company does a pretty good job with sending that in with your check. So usually not an issue, but yes, we do need that. And most title companies will just mail the check with the Alta statement. So our office just scans that for us. So, if you did not attend closing, we usually just have it.
Yeah, however you guys handle your business. So when I usually go to any closing, I try to leave empty-handed, and I just say, look, scan a copy of any amendments we had to make quick at the end, or the Alta. I just scan one to me and one to admin@nrgadmin.com. Francis will forward it to Ann, and we get everything in the system. Or I say scan it or just mail it with the check, and then we turn around the ACH. Usually the day they arrive in the office, we verify compliant files. You wake up the next morning with the money in your account. So it's all pretty slick with everything being all these online. All this technology works well when it works well, right? So
Right.
usually it works and everybody's pretty happy camper. So everything's moving along pretty good.
Yeah, well, that's kind of it for me. Unless you guys have any other questions. I don't think I've missed anything.
Hi, I have a
No,
question.
I don't think so. We keep these
Oh,
under an hour. It's been 45 minutes. So unless anybody wants to chat or talk about anything for a few minutes, but anybody else, welcome to, I hope you all have a good week. We'll see. I think we got something lined up for next week.
uh,
Oh, yeah. Brandon
thank,
Miskelin's going to go into another part on Sweet Assist.
Quick
yeah.
question. You were mentioning artwork and to contact us and I wanted to clarify if that is Francis, Jeremy, and Anne, or who specifically is the person or people that support artwork?
Well, one thing I want
Um,
to mention is that, Francis doesn't, a lot of times Jeremy and Ann will back up what he's doing. But if you're not really remembering any emails, the most important one to probably remember is Francis's, or at least the one he is using now. It's admin@nrgadmin.com, because we'll forward off your question, and get you back whatever you need. So if you're ever wondering who does what, you can always remember, his phone number, my phone number, and his email address, and your stuff will get to where it needs to go. But I think
yeah,
everybody can access that, especially you and Francis and then Jeremy.
yeah. Just send it to whoever, really, if you get ever confused in the future of who to send your email to. And we kind of just have a pretty tight knit group. We have our chat and whatnot. So if they don't know what to do, they'll just forward it to me or whatever. So yeah, mostly you can just send it to me, but whoever you end up sending it to, we'll make sure that it gets to the right person anyways.
And
So
by
yeah.
artwork, are you meaning like the NRG logos, colors, things like that, compliance for business cards?
Yes, and other stuff like showing let's say open house brochures, trifolds, marketing materials. We've done stuff like postcards even. So we have experience on creating how to create a nice postcard or an effective postcard or something like that. So we've studied that before. So things like that, and you can just get it out printed, and yeah.
We've had other people here in the past that were had more of a design background, and so we've offered to make anything related to your business for you, because sometimes my cost of outsourcing something like that is so inexpensive. It's just I'd rather help you with your business than going to try and find some local person to design something for you. Right now, Patrick's trying to be crafty with Canva. So we'll try to do what we can, but I mean, basically, like if you needed a bus bench, thing designed, we could probably whip something together for you.
Mhm. Yep.
And I do have a question for you. My name is
Mhm.
David here. So for the cards, how much do you charge for cards?
Yeah, we can help you prepare the art or the design for your card,
Okay. Mhm.
but it's going to be up to you to get it out printed. So I usually a nice website I use to order cards is printforchange.org. I think they have like 500 cards or something for like $14 with free shipping. So you might want to check that site out. So yeah, you just upload the design, and then that's the cheapest with a pretty good card or print quality website that I've encountered. So yeah.
So another
Which
question
one?
I
Yeah.
said,
Yeah.
you said print for change, right? .com?
Yes.
Okay.
Printforchange.org.
.org. Okay, got it.
Yep.
So another question I had, do you guys have like a cheat sheet of like if you're for like a PA, like from the seller, if you are representing a seller, do you have a cheat sheet of everything that you need so that
Yeah.
they can sign, right?
Yes, we do. We do have a cheat sheet. If you want one, shoot me an email. I can
Okay.
forward one to you. Otherwise, it's going to be on Suite Assist. So there's
Oh, sweet as it.
yes, there's check boxes on your Suite Assist there on what is required. But if you just want to like have everything organized in a printed out sheet or something, let me know. We got those ready for you.
Perfect. I would need something like that actually. So
Same with the seller's net sheet. We got this
yeah,
nice Excel spreadsheet for where you can just change the values for your seller's net sheet. So yeah,
oh, perfect.
yeah, just email me if you have any questions. And mostly, yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, and we got this sign store as well on Build a Sign where we've tied up. So notice that we got this yeah, you can just go to nrg100.com and there's the yard and business cards store. You can just order directly from there as well. Oh, I guess we didn't I didn't mention ordering yard signs. So if you need a yard sign for your listing, we do have NRG generic yard signs. You can just email me the full address of your listing, and it costs about $85 now for Continental Post to get out there, install a post with the sign. So yeah, just email it to me, and we'll get that ordered for you.
Yeah, so we have our warehouse full of yard signs. The problem issue is, and you could get one out on your listings quickly if you want to get a yard sign for your seller. But the number on them will be generic and go into our phone system, and it's not guaranteed we're going to get a call back to you. And so that's why we encourage everybody, when you want to brand yourself, it's real estate. So the sooner you can get, well, the sooner you can get, a yard sign created with your name and your phone number, the better. And then we can have it mailed out to the sign install company. And then when you specifically have a listing, they'll grab your sign out of the slot. So it's probably best at some point, but you could get by now, at a minimum, you could get a rider. I think riders on here are probably $20 or less, to hang your name and number on the bottom of our sign. So, but there's I don't think it's Kara Haymaker right now out here, but if you called out here, they'll build the sign for you also, and they'll get you a code for National Realty Guild so that you can get a discount. And any directional, they might see something in here that we've had created, but you're welcome to have them maybe customize something a little bit more if you want to. So it's just not, these are just most common and a handful of different sizes for like a townhouse community, or usually when I order sign, I usually get the full size 36 wide by 24 like our industry's had for decades. But if you're going to get a certain amount of signs, like a little bit smaller, so you can go step everyone in, put it in the back of your truck or SUV. It's whatever you want to really do. But you don't want to get a small sign and hang it on a big post. So the normal size signs are 36 wide by 24 high, whether you get your photo in there or not. But there's the signs, and just call this phone number and whoever will help you will help you. Make sure to tell them you're at National Realty Guild so that they can, get your discount. Yeah, otherwise Francis could get the ball rolling, but this is direct. So you ask for the code. Remember, if you go to nrg100.com, you can find a handful of resources. So that's the domain that's on most of your emails already. So there's a few things, and there's the sign store on here. I'll keep adding other items. This hasn't been updated for a while. This little one for Sweet Assist is on here, but I'll continue to add important resources on here, like maybe a well of logos or something. They might be in Sweet Assist too. But yeah, okay. So I'll check the chat box for a couple minutes. I hope you all have a great week, and thanks for jumping on the call.
Yeah. Thank you guys. It's nice to meet you, and looking
Yeah.
forward to just working with you, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. I see this one's still on too. Have a good week, and call if you need anything.
Sounds good. Thank you.
You're welcome.